Imagine you're a total beginner at the game of chess, and you somehow find yourself in the crown jewel of tournaments, the World Chess Championship, against some of the best players ever. Obviously, you're going to lose. Why? Because of 1,000 tiny decisions you have to make that will most likely be wrong because you don't have the knowledge or the experience to get them right. So there's an overwhelming amount of choices that you have to make at any time during the game. And if you have to make them quickly, you might completely embarrass yourself, freeze, or just give up altogether. Investing in your future can be like this too. I've been an investor for 20 years after retiring early from my corporate job as an arbitrage trader. And I can tell you that if you have to decide every month or every paycheck what to do with your money, chances are you'll experience analysis paralysis or just get busy doing other more interesting things. It's never going to happen. Or when you do eventually get to it, it will be too late. In this video, I'm showing you how to automate your investments so you can stop stressing out, stop forgetting, and just watch your wealth and therefore your freedom expand. So let's go. Many of you look at your bank statement and have no idea where the money went at the end of the month. You end up paying bills or buying some things you may or may not need. But basically, you have no strategic plan. But if you can build a machine that you don't have to think about more than a few times a quarter, you will most definitely come out ahead. So how can you make your money work for you while you're binge watching your favorite TV show? Set it and forget it. I'm going to walk you through it. But before we get into it, let's talk about some concrete reasons why you should automate this part of your life. First of all, you're going to skip the mental load. Constantly having to make decisions about your money leads to overload and avoidance. People get so stressed out and decide to deal with it down the road, but down the road never comes, or when it does, it's too late. You also want to avoid market timing stress. You've all heard the saying, buy low, sell high. Well, if you're trying to perfectly time the market, this is an unrealistic goal and has been proven not to work. But if you automate your purchases over time, you will dollar cost average in. You will build wealth consistently. When you automate, you're harnessing consistency, discipline, and compound interest. So let's get into it. Manual investing, totally fine. But it's prone to procrastination, aka I'll do it tomorrow syndrome. Plus, you might accidentally buy at the top and sell at the bottom every single time. And that is not going to get you where you want to go. When you automate, you're harnessing consistency, discipline, and compound interest without even thinking about it. So let me walk you through how you can set this up step by step. Step 1, you're going to choose your account. That means a Roth IRA, a 401k, a regular taxable brokerage. You might eventually end up with all of these, but if you need to start with just one, I'd begin with the 401k. If you're not in a situation where you have an employer who offers one, start with a Roth. And how are you going to pick this account, you say to me? It's going to be based on your goal. So think about, are your goals long-term, short-term, medium-term? If your goal is, let's say, to put a down payment on a house, that's a very different goal than retirement. Or if your goal is just financial freedom, that's a different goal. Maybe you want to have kids and you want to plan for that. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to one of these platforms, and there are a few others, but I'm just going to name these. Nobody's paying me for these, but I'm just going to name Robinhood, Vanguard, Fidelity. You're going to go on to whichever one you feel most comfortable with. The second thing you're going to do is link your accounts. So you want to make sure you have direct deposit. If you don't have direct deposit, go talk to someone at work. It could be the HR person or whoever handles this at your job, whoever sets this up for you. Get that set up. That's like the pre-step 1. That's pretty important. So when you do have direct deposit, take the 401k. If your company offers a 401k, take it. There's so many benefits to this, but I'll just give you a few. This money gets taken out of your paycheck before you even see it. So it doesn't hurt because you're not even seeing it. That's number 1. And number 2, if your employer matches any part of your contribution, it's a gift and you should max it out, meaning put the maximum contribution you're allowed to make each year. Another benefit is that it lowers your taxable income. So it lowers the number that you're actually taking home that the government can tax you on. So you're putting pre-tax dollars into this investment account, which is amazing. Once you've opted into your company's 401k, it will be connected to your paycheck. Now, some companies don't offer this to you right away. You might have to be there a certain amount of time before the contribution starts, and that's okay. I would set it up anyway, even before the contribution starts, just so you get used to seeing your check with that 6% or 10% or whatever it is, getting taken out before you get your check. It's a habit. You're building that habit. Then you want to make sure that you connect your checking account to your bills, debt, and investment accounts. So these are accounts like a Roth IRA or a regular investment account or a high yield savings account, and fixed expenses that you can't pay with a credit card, like your mortgage, rent, or credit card payments. And then you want to connect your credit card to any bills you've been paying through your checking account. Step 3 is to automate your payments. So in this area, I'm going to tell you this little thing first. Try to get all your payments on a similar schedule, because let's say your rent or mortgage is due on the 6th and something else is due on the 18th and something else is due on the 25th. You're like spending all your time paying the bills. You can easily call your credit card company and say, I'd like to change my bill cycle so that it starts on the 1st or the 15th or the 5th or whatever you want. But try to get everything sort of consolidated, either at the beginning of the month or a couple of days after you get paid. So whatever's better for your income schedule. Coordinate the timing to make your life easier, not more stressful. Once you have all your obligations and payments on a similar schedule or the same time of the month, you can now set up transfers from your checking account. So in the beginning of the month or whenever you get paid, the 401k gets funded first, usually before you even see the check. You don't even know it's there. Then the payment is automatically deposited into your checking account, what's left after your 401k. Think of your checking account like home base or like a landing page on a website. Everything goes there first and then gets allocated to different areas of your financial setup. Okay, next you're going to automate the transfer from your checking to your Roth IRA. And by the way, I have a whole flow chart for this. If it sounds like a lot of words, it's nice when you can see it physically, see how the flow works. But again, you're going to automate transfers from checking to your Roth IRA. If it were me, I'd schedule this for 2 to 5 days after your check hits the account, just to make sure it's settled on time. Don't forget to set the date and the amount going in. You just set the date, but you also have to set, okay, I want $200 a month or $50 a month, whatever it is, make sure you include that. Try for 10% of your take-home pay. So this means that you're going to subtract the amount you're already putting into your 401k if you want. If you're in a position where you can do an additional 10% after you've siphoned money off for your 401k, that's amazing. Good for you, and do it while you can. It might last forever, it might not. But also, if you can't, that's fine. Let's say you're putting, I'll just say 6% to make it easy. Let's say you're putting 6% into your 401k. From your original income, you're putting 6% into your 401k. That means you want to put 4% more into your Roth or some other investment account. So the 4 and the 6, they total 10%. Also, please know that if these numbers need to change at any point in your life, they can. It's not set in stone. If something happens in your life, you have an emergency or, you'll be able to change these numbers. No one's like, nope, you committed to 6%. You have to stay at that 6% because life's not predictable and sometimes shit happens. You'll deal with it then. But don't be afraid of the commitment. Other automatic transfers are to your high yield savings or regular taxable investment account. Automatic payment on everything from car payments to student loans, cable, childcare if you have it, utilities, all those ongoing regular bills, you want to set them up to automatically be paid. This way you won't be late, you won't be spending all your month paying bills. Now, if you're the type of person who can use a credit card for points and benefits, then pay the bills that allow you to with credit card. But please, I'm begging you, don't add to any credit card debt. This is the crack of debt. If you've ever heard me talk about this before, you know that I think credit card debt is just a slippery slope you can get yourself in. So only use these cards if you can pay them in full. Whatever you do, do not fall for the minimum payment trap. You'll be paying them off for the next 5 decades if you let them. Lastly, set up an automatic payment of credit cards. Do not be late. Do not make the minimum payment. The way to set this up is by logging into your credit card account and clicking the option from the drawdown to draw money from your checking account to go directly to that credit card payment. Pay it in full. How? Don't charge anything you can't cover by the end of the statement. If you have old outstanding credit card debt and you can't pay it in full like most Americans, you can still set up an amount to pay directly from your checking account each month. I will have another episode on how to deal with debt, outstanding credit card debt in particular, that's weighing you down, and how to tackle that. But for the purposes of this video, we're starting fresh from here. Don't put anything on a card you couldn't pay for in cash a couple of times over. Step 4, decide on the funds you're going to put in these accounts. So these can be things like ETFs, mutual funds, index funds, that track the S&P 500, or there's total market index funds, international bond funds. There's a lot to choose from. You want to mix aggressively or conservatively, depending on your age and your goals. But you want to set recurring transfers. Now that you've linked your bank, you want to automate transfers. Let's say $200 every week on Monday or once a month or whatever you're comfortable with. You want to choose auto buy of ETFs or funds, whichever you decide, and you want to rebalance if a fund starts drifting. And then, pretty importantly, raise your contribution by 10% when you get a raise. When you get a raise, don't be like, yeah, I'm going to upscale my life, and if you're getting more money to go to future you, you will thank me, and trust me, 20 years goes like that. Or you can just let it ride, because these accounts are built to grow while you live your life. So the way the money is going to flow is going to look like this. If you don't have a regular paycheck or your income comes in multiple streams, adjust the system to work for you, but have a system. Build the machine, because you'd rather be doing just about anything else than sitting home paying your bills all month. But if you know that you already covered all the responsible things here, you can spend your money however you want and don't feel bad about it. Don't think twice about it. With automation, you're hacking adulthood. You pay yourself first, you stay consistent, and you don't do emotional investing. Over 10 to 20 years, that tiny, consistent action becomes your dream future. If you don't mind, please take the time to subscribe to this channel. I promise you won't get any emails. It doesn't cost you anything, and it just really helps us continue to make this content. And if you want to learn more about tackling debt that's keeping you down, put the link in the description below. So just click on that link and it'll take you to another video specifically on that.